Breaking news that's now coming in, and this is to do with the doors of the Ram Mandir opening to devotees. Remember, we knew that it was going to happen sometime in December, January. Now we have a date of when that is going to happen. We're now learning is that Prime Minister Modi is expected to take part in this construction ceremony of the Ram Mandir on the 14th of January next year, which is Makar Sankranti. It's celebrated as Makar Sankranti across the country. That is a day where the puja will be done. That is the day when doors of the Ram Mandir will be thrown open to devotees across the country. Pallavi, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Pallavi, we're given to understand this confirmation has come from the Prime Minister's office itself that it is going to happen on the 14th of January. We'll try and reconnect that line with my colleague Pallavi there, who's getting us more details of what exactly is transpiring. We're now learning is that it is expected to happen between Jan 20th to 24th. In fact, next year, the Prime Minister, of course, is going to be a part of this ceremony, which throws open the Grand Ram Temple in Ayodhya to devotees across the country and the world. So far, there is no date that has been set, but it could happen anytime between 20th to 24th of January. This is a confirmation that has come to the fore from the Prime Minister's office, is what we're now learning. Remember, periodically, the Ram Mandir Trust has been sharing pictures, sharing videos of the progress that has been made of the construction of the Grand Ram Temple, which was the construction of which was started after the Supreme Court order that came in. Now we're given to understand that the opening of this Ram Temple for devotees across the country is going to happen in a few months from now, in January in fact. Pallavi, I believe, is now back with us on the phone line. Pallavi, what more details can you share with us?
So, picking up essentially from 14th of
We'll try and reconnect that line with my colleague Pallavi there to get us more details. But what we're now learning is that the ceremony is going to take place on the 22nd of January. This is a confirmation that has come to the fore from the construction committee chairperson. Between 20th to 24th is when it could happen, is what we were earlier telling you. But now we're given to understand that 22nd is the date that has been decided where the ceremony would take place. Pallavi, I believe, is now back with us on the phone line. Yes, Pallavi.
So basically what we are picking up is that on 14th, which also happens to be Makar Sankranti and is also considered to be one of the most Shubh days for Hindus, certainly. That's going to be the day when the Pran Pratishtha is going to begin. The Pran Pratishtha means that all the sages, the saints, they're going to sit together, going to do that puja, and the puja archana is going to carry on for at least a week. And it's among them that they're going to look at a particular date on which the real idol, the Ram Mandir, is going to be inaugurated. But roughly what we are being told is 22nd to 24th could be the any timeline. Obviously, what confirmed is that the Prime Minister is going to be present there. It's apart from the political, it's going to have more deep religious and emotional connect as far as the Ram Mandir is concerned. So now it has been declared officially by the Ram Mandir Trust that on 19th, that's Makar Sankranti, which is when the Pran Pratishtha is going to begin, which means the process of the idol worship or in the Ram Mandir or the inauguration of the Ram Mandir is going to take place.
Right, Pallavi, these images and videos that have been periodically shared is what we're sharing with our viewers as well of the Ram Temple complex, the construction that has been happening there over the last few months. We knew that this was going to happen sometime in December, January. Now we have a date from 14th to the 24th is a 10-day window where we are going to be certainly seeing a lot of events take place, including the Pran Pratishtha there at the Ram Temple. Then the Prime Minister would be participating in these events as well.
So, the procedure is that whenever any kind of a temple is inaugurated, according to Hindu Shastra, it is done through a Pran Pratishtha, which essentially, just to roughly translate, we put in Pran into the idol, so which becomes, then you pay those open for a worshipping for idol. That's exactly the procedure which is going to be followed, and we always do the Shubh Karikram or these kind of religious ceremonies or holy occasions on the day of Makar Sankranti, which is considered to be the most religious and auspicious period for Hindus, particularly also beginning of the new year. That's 14th of January. That's the period when we are told, what we're being told by sources, for 7 days, for a week, all the saints, the top saints and sages will be assembling there. That puja or Pran Pratishtha will take place, and after that a date is going to be fixed. Tentatively it's 22nd to 24th, any of those particular dates, when the formal inauguration of the Ram Mandir is going to take place. Apart from other politicians, the Prime Minister, of course, is going to be present there. He's going to be present on the day of the unveiling of the Ram Mandir, which has, apart from political overtones, very deep religious as well as emotional overtones.
There'll be several special guests that would be present there is what we're learning. This is the ceremony, the Pran Pratishtha, like Pallavi was also pointing out, of the Ram Janmabhoomi temple that is expected to take place in January, in just a few months from now. Pallavi, what we're also learning is that the construction is almost done. Over 50% work has been done. By December is when the Ram Mandir Trust expects to finish all construction work there. So it is open. There is still a buffer time before the Pran Pratishtha happens and before the gates are thrown open to the devotees.
Yes, in fact, at a record-breaking speed, the work has been done at the Ram Mandir. We've always been putting out pictures from inside the Ram Mandir, the construction which has going on inside. There were various trips which also have been organized where people could go and themselves have a look at it. And, you know, the Prime Minister himself, whenever he's visited Ayodhya, has met up with all the workers who works 24/7 to ensure that the dream project gets completed soon. So the timeline which is being thought of is by the end of December, when the entire, the handing over is going to take place. And since, we consider Makar Sankranti to be the auspicious beginning time for any auspicious work to begin, that's the day which has been decided for Pran Pratishtha, as I was talking about. And then that process goes into wait. We all knew and we all have been reporting that January is be the date, 22nd or 24th is tentatively the date when the Ram Mandir or the Ram Lila is going to be unveiled. So after the Pran Pratishtha process is over, which lasts for at least a week, where all the way that the Upanishads and and all the chants are made by the top sages and saints of the country, across the country, I would say, from all the Shakti Peeths as well. That's when the inauguration is going to take place, roughly between the 22nd and 24th, and of course the Prime Minister is going to be present there.
Right, Pallavi, do stay on with me. Anand, my colleague, also joining us, getting us more details. Now, Anand, we know the kind of work that has gone into the construction of the Ram Temple. The Ram Janmabhoomi Trust has been periodically sharing those images, sharing glimpses of what's going to be in store. But the January ceremony is going to be a grand one. The Prime Minister and several other politicians, dignitaries, of course, are going to be there. But a lot of devotees across the country, across the world, have been waiting for this day to come, isn't it?
Well, we've had Champat Rai, the head of the main trustee of the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Trust, speak with us and very clearly say that it will happen after Sankrant and before Jan 26th. And at that time itself, he had hinted that there will be a 10-day celebration. More importantly, please understand that this time around for the 26th January celebrations, the quad leaders have also been invited. So it's going to be a big ceremony. Whether they will be invited for the opening, we'll have to wait and watch in and around the Republic Day celebrations. Or will this happen parallelly? We'll have to wait and watch. Now, what we're given to understand is, as Pallavi was saying, that there will be a 10-day consecration ceremony where all the scriptures and more importantly, passages from the Rig Veda will be read out, and all the scriptures and notings which were prevalent during the time of Ram, that is the Satyuga, that will be read out. But more importantly, between the 14th to the 24th, the ideal dates as per astrologers falls after the 20th and before the 20 around the 24th.
Yes, sorry to interrupt you there, Anand. I'll come back to you for more details, but actor Arun Govil is now joining us here on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. We now have a date of when the consecration ceremony is going to take place of the Grand Ram Temple, of when it's going to be thrown open to devotees. Your first response?
Well, it's a wonderful news. That's starting on 14th and will happen finally on 22nd. We've been waiting for this day since so long, and it's going to come true now. And the day of 14th, Makar Sankranti has been an auspicious day all the time. So it's wonderful to have this news. Very nice. Waiting anxiously for this day.
And what do you think, Mr. Govil, the fact that the construction of the Ram Temple has happened at an expedited pace? We've seen the kind of mammoth task that was undertaken by this Ram Janmabhoomi Trust, by all the artisans who've been working tirelessly over the last few months.
Oh, they've done a wonderful job, and they have done their best, whatever in their own capacity. Everybody has done wonderful. We really are very thankful to all of them who have been in this huge task.
Absolutely, and all of that is going to be open for the world to see in just a few months from now. Mr. Govil, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Karthik Chopra of the Nirmohi Akhada also joining us here on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18.